Hi, this is Chris Matten from PwC reporting at the Risk Minds in Amsterdam, December 2015. And I'm joined today by David Maloy, who is the COO of NetOTC. So David, welcome.
Thank you very much, Chris.
I believe we knew each other a long
Absolutely,
time ago, way back in the 90s in Swiss Bank Corporation. That's great. So tell me about the benefits of a centralized margin infrastructure for OTC derivatives.
Well, we think at NetOTC that having a centralized infrastructure is going to allow for obvious utility-like benefits in terms of restricting, controlling the amount of technology spend for the different participants and giving them a benefit that they would get on a marginal cost basis. In addition, we think that having an independent margin calculator established much on an agency-like basis would enable the market to coalesce around a common standard while they hold their own internal standards for risk management purposes. So we think it's a virtuous outcome, frankly, in the sense that it delivers essentially the ability to harmonize the industry somewhat.
And what are the key differences between your methodology and the ISDA SIM methodology?
Very good question. I mean, they're quite compatible with each other. And on the face of it, the ISDA SIM and that whole initiative has been one not of competition, but actually co-location. We think that it's obviously as an industry standard. We really applaud ISDA taking the role that they're taking in terms of having that standardized model and approach. We use a lot of the same inputs. However, we ask for a bit more detail, and we ask for that detail because it enables us to actually forecast your closeout position as well as inform what your initial margin calculation is. We think that added benefit, along with our pooling structure, which we have out for approval by the regulators, provides an incremental benefit. The other piece that I think is very, very important is that when you go back to that example of that sort of agency role where you're the agent rather in the middle, disputes become eliminated. You do not have these massive reconciliation processes because you pay NetOTC's requirement, but you get transparency around what that true cost is. So no disputes. Okay,
well I'm going to throw you a little bit of a curveball here.
Please
Imagine I'm the Chief Risk Officer and I've got to go see my CEO and I want to persuade him to sign up for your service. So what am I going to tell the CEO? Is it lower capital? Is it more efficiency? Is it, what is...
We pick it up in the elevator speech or the soundbite would be, exactly. Would be, it allows you to take a look both at your legacy book and your go-forward book of business and decide whether or not you want to realize capital efficiencies by managing both with margin as opposed to having capital allocations. So capital preservation. The idea that we're taking a common payment for all of your margin requirements gives you that natural pooling and optimization benefit, so you're picking up on liquidity right there as well. And then also, because you're looking at your bottom line in terms of where you're spending on in both infrastructure and also business processes, the avoidance of disputes is critical in terms of a go-forward business. It is extremely expensive for institutions. We're looking at a significant uptick in both technology costs and manpower costs to manage disputes going forward. We take that off the table.
Okay, that's interesting. So this looks like something that's here to address the new margin regulations, right, around OTC derivatives. Are there any other benefits or uses of the technologies and methodologies that you developed?
That's the starting point. We think by playing a role in delivering value in the initial margin sphere, that we can then be looked upon to bring other value along that entire chain. First, with essentially the unbundling of the investment bank offering, there's been a proliferation of a number of different firms and institutions that are looking to be service providers to the front, middle, and back office. We think that a service provider that can deliver across the XVA desk at trading and execution, can help in the middle office, and can also reduce costs in the back office is something that the industry really needs, because we can't afford all those P&Ls, and we certainly can't afford all those balance sheets.
Absolutely. Okay, so one last question. So essentially what this does is it transforms counterparty credit risk into more an operational liquidity risk type situation. So how does NetOTC and ISDA help mitigate that?
It's a very good question. The idea that we're going to need to have a variety of margin models and the payments when you think of the different counterparty pairs and the different products and the different locations will create a significant amount of operational risk to anybody who participates in the OTC market. By pulling all that information together and having a sort of a super equivalent margin that runs across, margining process that runs across all capital markets and can manage products. In addition, can manage some of the products that have not yet been brought in for clearing or are not subject to clearing, and can give a holistic risk view as well as a margin view with a single point of access for information and also for business process. We think is something that can really be an assist to the industry.
Okay, David, thank you very much indeed. It's
Chris,
been a pleasure.
very good seeing you again.
Thank you.
Thank you.